Man, oh man, it's a Timberwolves win, and we're back here with the Daily Wolves courtside. We got Carly in the house. Tim's going to be joining us, I think, soon. If not, we'll hold it down for you guys. But it's always good to celebrate a Timberwolves win. And they beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. So a team that I think a lot of us coming in thought maybe Minnesota couldn't handle. But like I said a few weeks back, I think this team can handle anybody, and I don't think they're scared of anybody. And you saw it tonight on the court. Minnesota hustled. They played defense. They did everything. And it wasn't just one player. It was multiple players. We're going to get into the show in just a second. But I got Carly right here. Carly, first, I'm going to start kind of just flip it to you. I mean, what did you think of tonight's game? And it's kind of a statement win after that negativity for a little bit for the Timberwolves. They obviously had that 5-game losing streak. And then you saw them tonight. They came in and they won a couple in a row. And what do you know? They beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, the best team in the West. What do you think of tonight's win?
What do you know? Well, you know that I hate this team with a passion.
Of course.
Perfect timing. We're talking
back in.
How much I hate the Thunder. And I love when we beat them. I love watching us just play really well. And I know that they were without a couple of their players, whatever, don't give a shit, doesn't matter. The frustrating thing and the reason I love the Wolves is when they lock in like this, you're like, oh shit, you're really good. Why aren't you playing this good all the time? Like, that's what I expect from you now the rest of the season. And so I don't want to like poo-poo this win. It's amazing, but it's like, damn it, play that way all the time, please. Thank you.
Right? Anything that like stuck out to you, like right? Any players, anything in like particular right when it started that got you like juice going?
It's so funny because I fully prepared to come in to saying that like OKC is Julius Randle's kryptonite, and I was ready to be like, this is why. And then as the game went on, I was like, whoa, okay. You're playing fast. You're taking care of the ball. You're passing well. Like as a whole, we were like running the floor well. Our outlet passes were like crisp. So that like took away my whole like chat game plan to like come at Randle. Very happy about that.
I agree with you 100%. Tim, you just came in here too. You saw in the beginning of the game, I thought it was a statement by Anthony Edwards coming out there right away. It was aggressive. Scored, multiple threes in the beginning. The defense was there with the team. What'd you think? And when your leader sets a tone like that, how different is it in this game, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's what we're missing. Look back at the past 2 months. I mean, every game is just a slog to start every single time. We're just kind of waiting for somebody. Usually it's like a Dante coming out there, just doing something to kind of mix it up or make a hustle play, or it's Naz Reid. But when it's Anthony Edwards going out there, bringing that defensive intensity, it's just a different vibe. We all know what he can do on offense, but it's when he's engaged defensively, not falling asleep on those backdoor cuts. It's just a whole different level, and it sets a tone top from bottom. I think every single player that got real minutes tonight played hard and made at least one hustle play, and it starts at the top.
Definitely starts at the top. I even saw Anthony Edwards get a block on locking up SGA right there and doing kind of everything. You saw Jaden McDaniels getting blocks as well in this game. Dante DiVincenzo was out there. I think they said on the broadcast, and I can't agree more, one of the MVPs of this game tonight. Yeah. It won't show up on the stat sheet, but what he did defending SGA tonight was incredible for the Timberwolves. I guess Jaden McDaniels going into his game, I thought he had a superstar game. Carly, Jaden tonight, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, incredible all over the board. Two-way superstar. We saw it there tonight. What did you like of his game? What got you excited? And should we expect this going forward from him?
Yeah, I love Jaden. And in a way, I feel like he's so predictable because when he wants to like kill a team, he just does. And I feel like it's so mental and so ego based sometimes with him, or it's like I made a joke. I'm like, we should have like Devin Booker, like fake faces in the crowd sometimes. So Jaden just sees it and like wants to lock in. Yeah. I feel like it's that way with Shea and OKC. And it's just it feels like such an easy concept with Jaden where it's like when he feels confident, you're like, there you go. And I feel like we saw that today.
Oh, no, 100%. I thought Jaden was like, instrumental in the Timberwolves win or in establishing the dominance early against this team too. He was hitting 3-point shots, which is always good. He shot good from 3 this year, but just the evolution, putting it on TV tonight, you guys, for everyone to see who maybe doesn't tune in to the Timberwolves games all the time. And Timberwolves are involved in some trade rumors coming up here, and I'm not gonna lie, like that looks pretty good on the trade value if you're gonna throw Jaden in a trade. I'm just saying, Tim. Just saying, Carly. I'm not. You know what I mean? But what else stuck out to you in tonight's win, Tim?
Yeah, we talked about Dante. Another person I want to shout out. I cannot believe when I was looking at the box score after the game. He went the longest time without a single assist. Bones Highland. He just was an absolute spark plug off the bench. What I loved about his game is he pushed the pace. It's something we talked about previously. And he was really just that guy who could come in and just get the offense moving, start getting it into a little bit of a spin cycle. He didn't have very many assists. He did have a couple turnovers. But I thought what he did in order to get penetration on the defense, get the ball moving, got a lot of hockey assists. I thought he was incredible.
I love his like interactions with the fans. I put it out. People probably saw it on X as well. That Bones just like he connects with the Minnesota audience, unlike a lot of players do. And I'm not saying that players don't do it, but I feel like it's just like a heightened effect. Like people love Bones Highland in Minnesota and his celebration. I mean, I can just imagine, obviously in the arena, we see it on TV, like courtside, people are doing his celebration with them. But even like imagining people on their television just doing it to the TV, like he has that connection with fans. I think it's so special for him. Carly, Bones has been doing it now for a couple games. How does it change this team when Bones Highland is also performing off the bench along with Nas Reed?
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like I've become like a Mike Conley apologist where I'm like, no, be nice to Mike. But this was a game where it was very clear that we needed Bones in that role.
I like that.
And we needed his quickness, and we needed I think there were moments where he maybe shouldn't have shot or should have played more of a true point guard role. But I'm kind of okay with that too, because I think it's just his confidence in pushing pace. Do I think Bones is perfect? No. Do I have doubts that like he's going to be the punch we need to like go for like a championship? I don't know, but I like what I see right now, so I'm going to roll with it.
Yeah. No, Carly, I think that's on point. He's not going to be that way all the time. And what I really like about his game lately is it's the consistent things when it's that can still be there when the shot's not falling, like pushing pace, playing hard defensively, being a pain at the point of attack. He was doing those things. And when you do those things, you're going to get minutes with Finch. That's the stuff that Finch loves.
What do you think of Dante DiVincenzo tonight, Tim? Like he shut down SGA. I love this comment too. So shout out to this comment right here. But Dante was incredible tonight. I feel like he does all the dirty work all the time. Didn't score incredibly, a ton of points tonight, but just did everything else. Had multiple steals, forced turnovers in the early game. I thought he was just instrumentally established again that physicality on the defensive end that they were missing, and he was really getting up into SGA's grill all night.
Yeah, he's a rim protector. He had another block. One more block for the column there. No, Dante, he's just an absolute tone setter. He brings the energy every time. It's not just unique to this one game. And he was so physical, just like everyone on the Timberwolves. He hit some big shots too. I mean, OKC was starting to mount a comeback, and it's Dante who hits that 3-pointer to move it back to an 18-point game. I thought that was huge. There's not a Timberwolves fan in the entire world that was not starting to sweat some bullets when OKC started climbing back with 7 minutes left. So loved how he hit that shot with confidence. Loved what he brought overall to the game from a toughness and just a physicality setting. Yeah, Dante's been incredible.
Carly, you're a Rudy Gobert fan, and we know this. And he's been playing at an all-time level this year. Defensive player in the year, potentially, right? And I thought his game was awesome tonight. He really stood up his ground against Chet Holmgren. He played great against Hartenstein. He caused Hartenstein to get into foul trouble as well. We saw that. 3 fouls already for him in the second quarter and started becoming an issue. The Wolves got under his skin, but Gobert was awesome. I mean, he even was finishing some pretty tough shots. What'd you think of his game tonight?
No, the thing that I like about Rudy is I want him to be more of like a vocal veteran, and that's just not his style, but he's going to show it on the floor. And so I feel like today he proved again that he's like a veteran, and I'm going to just show you why I am valuable. And I like that about Rudy. I feel like him and Jaden and Nas get very heady. And so when they're locked in, it just trickles down to everyone. And this was a game where Rudy was like, whatever, watch me shut it down. And here we go.
No, I agree with you. Rudy, totally that way. Same with Randall, right? Randall sometimes gets in his head a little bit, but he started the game a little slow, Carly, like you said, but then he really kind of took off later, just like, again, the whole team tonight. Thought that was big for Randall, who struggled against OKC, and you see it how they defend him. And I thought he was really physical on the defensive end too. Like even early when his shot wasn't going, I thought he was really physical out there. And I saw him lock up Chet Holmgren at some point and moving his feet. It changes the game when he plays on the defensive end for this team. He's not just a facilitator. I think OKC's done a good job like taking him out of the game in previous games, but tonight I think they like cracked something open. I mean, the Timberwolves were hitting all the 3-point shots. How about them from the 3 line tonight, Tim? And how did the Wolves do that, man?
Yeah, I mean, an incredible game from the 3-point line. They took 47 threes and made 22 of them. That's 47% for the math people out there. Just incredible. Dwayne Wade talked about this at the intermission, just about how our shot making in the first half just opened up everything. And you kind of see that too when you're playing such a heavy pressure team like OKC. If you can just make a couple in that first half and get him just to settle off just a bit, just to, get into the game a little bit, and you have a little extra room. They have to come out to you and contest. It just kind of changes the game, and there's a little bit more gaps. So then a Bones Highland can kind of storm in there and start going off and get him into the spin cycle. So great night, led by Jaden McDaniels, trying to put those trade rumors and mock trades, which I've made plenty of. He's trying to put those to bed. So thought it was awesome.
We'll continue with the show in a sec, guys. We're just going to do a quick little ad read and we'll be right back, guys.
What's up, Minnesota fans? Many of you know that I help fans get tickets into games, and now I'm giving you an opportunity to get tickets to any sporting event you want, not just basketball. We're talking football. We're talking hockey. We're talking soccer, man. Any sporting event that's in town, or maybe it's a concert. All you have to do is use my promo code, The Daily Wolves, all caps, on SeatGeek. That's right. I partnered with the SeatGeek app. You can download it on iOS or Android devices. You can find it on your web browser at SeatGeek.com. Check it out today. Enter my promo code, The Daily Wolves, and get $20 off your first order.
Shout out to SeatGeek for sure for hooking us up. That's the spot to go. On the bench, guys, it wasn't just Naz Reid tonight, even though Naz Reid had an incredible game, because we're going to bring him up. 15 points for Naz Reid. I thought he set the tone. He was hitting threes from all over the place. But there's other 2 guys. We already went over one of them, Bones Highland. Jalen Clark. I thought he had great minutes tonight. Underrated minutes for the Timberwolves. Carly, what did you think of Jalen Clark, Naz Reid, everyone like that on the bench?
Yeah. I don't know if I'm making this up in my head that his defense has been slacking a little bit. Clark, I felt like he reaffirmed that. And I've been optimistic that he's going to find some helpful offense for us. And I think he reminded us again of that. And I've said this before, whenever he makes a mistake, he somehow makes up for it. He'll get his own rebound, or he'll go get a steal, or he'll make a good defensive play. And similar to Dante, it's like the stuff that doesn't always show up in the box score that is so important. I think he's so valuable.
Tim, what do you got, man? I got to hear your opinion too on it.
Oh, yeah. So one of the main comparisons that Clark gets, being a defensive guy that may not have much of an offensive bag, is Josh Okogie. But the difference between Josh Okogie and Jalen Clark is Jalen Clark plays with control. He's got an IQ. He knows when to time cut. He's got like this really awesome touch pass that he does all the time. He just plays so smart, where even more than I was for Okogie, if he could just be an average shooter, which he did tonight. He was 1 for 2. He hit a 3. I mean, it's going to go such a long way for him. He is such a smart player. He's such a good defender. Can take on so many different matchups. He's how strong he is. That man, when he's playing like he is tonight, it's just it's beautiful to watch.
Yeah, I hope he finds his game, guys, because again, another player that it can change everything. It's been like the Timberwolves issue this year, the bench, and it's been Nas Reed and nobody else for a lot of the games. So you see what happens when Bones Highland starts hitting things, when Jalen Clark is playing, like you said, elite defense tonight. And on top of that, actually hitting a three, building confidence. That's huge for this team moving forward. It can also change things in the direction of the trade deadline and what the team does or what they feel like they need to address. So we'll see kind of how they build off this. But Bones is making a great case right now that, maybe they don't need to go out and do anything. Do you think, Tim, if you were the GM right now, does this team need to make a move for those fans watching right now? Oh, we lost him on the audio.
Hang on, I'm back. There we
Oh,
go.
we got him back.
So that's a tough question. Obviously, everyone's seen the Giannis stuff. Who knows? It's kind of tough to see that come into reality. But at the end of the day, I do think the team still needs a little bit of something. Whether it's just a combo wing, just a little bit more, someone more reliable, where maybe you could push like a Bones to be a ninth man to come in when you just need offensive juice. But if you had someone that could be a little bit more of a two-way threat, take on guard matchups, and just give you more consistent over 10 points per game production, Rob Dillingham is going to have some value out there. I don't know if that player I'm describing can be had for just Rob Dillingham, but I know there's a lot of good options. And if you can get one of them for a Rob Dillingham in a couple seconds, maybe just a filler like a Lenny who's not even playing, I think you really have to try to go hard and be aggressive there.
What about you, Carly? What are you thinking right now? You're the GM of the Timberwolves. Do we got to make a move to be a real contender, or do we roll with the players that's, how we have it right now?
I know. I want to roll with them. My thought tonight also, I know we can't ride on TJ and his health, but I was like, this would be a good TJ game. Just like gritty, in it, pushing pace, some punchy scoring when we need it. Like, not to put we can't put the whole like franchise on TJ Shannon, but he, I think, is a big bench player impact that we're missing. So if he comes back healthy, I think that might shift things too.
I guess that's a gamble like we're going to see, right? Like this team knows TJ's situation and they know what it's going to be like, how healthy he is. He's off. He's not in the boot right now currently. So is he close? I don't know. We probably expect an update in the next couple of weeks here, maybe even before the trade deadline. I'm not sure. But I feel like depending on that, it's like where Minnesota believes TJ is right now and where he can become. I feel like that's really what decides if they're going to go out and make a move, because luckily for them, they found Johan Berenger, who's been unreal this year. Fantastic. Great find. An elite draft, it looks like, for Tim Conley. And so they don't need to go out and address the big position. So like you said, Tim, it's a guard. It's somebody else who can score, give you 10 points a game when Nas Reed doesn't have it. Somebody that can score as well when like Bones Highland doesn't have it, because we see he's a streaky player. He's going to be awesome for 3 or 4 games, cold for 3 or 4 games. And that's probably what he is. I mean, and at the end of the day, he's making what, $2 million or something. So it's like, he's basically on a minimum. So for his value, he's already outperforming it in my opinion. So shout out to Bones, because I think he brings so much to the team energy wise. And hopefully at the end of the year, maybe they can sign him to like, what they did with Nikhil back in the day, which was like they extended him on like a 2-year, $9 million or like something like lower on that extent, and give him that. Because I think Bones has just brought so much to this team. And you see tonight, without Mike Conley against the young Thunder team, how much different it is. It might be just time for Mike Conley at this point. I mean, I think he's incredible, but like the numbers don't lie. You see it on the screen right now. And I think tonight was like a statement of hopefully Finch learns from this finally. I don't know if he will. But hopefully he does and starts rolling more with like Bones Highland moving forward. What else you got for us, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, on Mike Conley, the blessing and curse of Chris Finch is he's not going to make a quick decision. And the beauty of that is that allows the cake to bake, as he would say, where you get lineups that struggle immensely. Like take, for example, the Nas Reed and Julius Randle pairing. If you teleport us back 2 months ago, I mean, everyone had pitchforks trying to go find a backup big. With Mike Conley, it's kind of the other side of the coin where he's going to give him that time. Mike and Finch have a ton of respect for each other. What Mike has done for this team, he deserves a lot of dignity and respect.
Mm-hmm.
And Finch is just not going to quickly pull the rug on that. Now, with how Bones Highland is playing, and maybe you make a move in the next week where that role for Mike is not there, I think his hand's going to start being forced. And if I'm the Timberwolves, who's probably, if they make a move, it's not going to be till February 5th or February 4th. Tim's patient. I think you take this time to get Mike out of the rotation and just give Bones as much time as possible and just collect as much data on if he can be that seventh man. Well, you still can before you go ship out assets to go bring somebody. So it's a blessing and a curse. And I think it's not going as quickly as Timberwolves fans want. But there's good sides of that. I don't think we talk about the good sides of when Finch does that and has that patience enough. We just talk about the negative.
Yeah.
I like that. I like it. Yeah, Finch rolls with his guys. Kind of what going off of what you're talking about. Like we saw it last year. And then in the second half, after we thought it wasn't working with Randall and the team took off, they went to the WCF again. And he's rolling with his guys again, even with earlier in the year, the whole talk was Naz Reid and Julius Randle off the bench and they can't do anything defensively. And Finch just kept playing him and like, what is he doing? And they've improved defensively as well. So it's one of those things where Chris Finch is, I mean, he's definitely a player's coach. He believes in his guys. And when you're on his good side, he'll play you and he believes in you no matter what. And that can be a good thing and a bad thing. Johan Berenger is one of the rare cases this year, as we've seen, where he's cracked it. And I think he's now on Finch's good side where he's going to play for the rest of the year, depending on the matchup. Like you saw tonight, he didn't really play, but depending on the matchup, he's going to play a lot of minutes, especially if they get in foul trouble. And it can really change things for the team. We're going to kind of wrap things up here in a second, guys. But before we get out, for anyone listening, we're also partnered with Better, the best sports betting app out there. You can search BETR in your app store. And you can download it today. Put in promo code TheDailySPN. We're hooking you guys up with a sports betting bonus, $10 free play, deposit match up to $200. They're doing all that for us. So shout out to Better. That's the best place to go sports bet. That's where I'm going tomorrow if I'm making a fantasy lineup on my day off here and just betting on basketball, anything like that. Or if you go into you want to bet on the Super Bowl, Better's your place to go. So shout out again to Better. It's been great having you two on. We're going to be doing a live on Saturday night for the Memphis Grizzlies. That's right. Not the Mavericks. We just played them, but the Grizzlies. It's going to be a ton of fun. You're going to see a lot of different faces. If you followed us in the past, coming in and out. This is Carly. This is Tim. This is Evan. And we're out. And as always, go Wolves.
Go Wolves.
Go Wolves.
Sweet.